Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 9 of Prison Architect. We seem to be getting quite a lot of prisoners with weapons and drugs possibly as well. So what we're going to do, we are going to grab ourselves a few more guards. Make it up to an even 20. Insufficient funds, we don't have enough to hire a 20th. It cost us 500. Can't quite do it yet. Do we have any more money coming in? Probably not for a little while. Well, what we're going to do anyway is we are going to do a shakedown because there's already far too much stuff around and I'm sick of people getting stabbed and beaten up and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and perform this shakedown. I still haven't had a chance to have a look yet why the bunk beds were not counting as beds for the cells. Maybe it has to be a holding cell for the bunk beds to count. I don't really know. I've recorded this video straight after the previous one, and I'll be recording the next video straight after this one as well, so I probably won't get a chance to actually have a look at that until after episode 10. So hopefully by the time episode 11 comes around, I'll have already found out why the bunk beds aren't working. And for those of you who will be rushing to the comment section to tell me why the bunk beds weren't working, by the time you're watching this video, I will have already gone and found that out anyway. So yeah, we're finding quite a few bits and pieces around. We've already found a police baton, or one of the guards' batons. So obviously a guard got knocked out at some point and their baton was taken. We have found a, what is that? A club. 2 shanks, 2 forks, some medicine, 9 pairs of scissors, 2 bottles of booze and a pair of garden shears. Someone has even managed to get booze into solitary confinement, which is pretty impressive. Ideally, you want to be doing these searches when you don't have a lot of construction going on, because when you do have construction going on, all of the crates, all of the items that are coming in to be constructed have to be searched, which is a bit of a pain. The other issue that we've got now, of course, is we don't actually have any money to pay for the beds. We've also just found a bottle of poison. Yeah, I'm quite glad we did this shakedown. It does upset the prisoners, but it really needs to be done. We've found a packet of cigarettes as well. But yes, it definitely pays to be vigilant. We're certainly getting things done. There's another bottle of medicine discovered in a cell. Got a gardener up here waiting for someone to come and open the staff door, but he's going to have to wait. The shakedown is more important. I guess I can open the gate for him, can't I? Can I open the gate? Yeah, there we go. So he can get through. He'll probably get stuck out there now until a guard comes and lets him through. As you can see, there was a guard here, just had to open the door to let a workman through. He's probably just moving logs. But yeah, 9 pairs of scissors and a pair of shears. That's quite a lot. Doesn't tell us whether that fork is plastic or metal, but I mean, either way, if someone's using it, it's pretty dangerous. So we need to get beds in these cells, but we need to get some money in before we can do that. Because we don't really have any at the moment. We can't afford to assign the armed guards or get the dog handlers, because we can't actually afford to build the appropriate building. So we'll just have to wait for natural cash flow to come in. Let's go have a look at our prison grading. 4 prisoners have been released. So we have had 4 releases. I did notice that our number had dropped down from 26, and I was wondering, have we had another escapee? Because I know that we have had a few escapees. We've got a few high-risk prisoners, which I'm not really enjoying here. I think we might take our intake and... I don't know, they're high risk, but we don't have max sec enabled. We only have minimum and medium. So, what makes them high risk? Where are you guys? You're in solitary. It doesn't tell me why you're high risk, does it? False imprisonment. So he imprisoned other people. Sentenced to 7 years for multiple crimes, including false imprisonment and false imprisonment. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? You see, it's telling me that he's maximum security. So you can actually assign different prisoners to different levels of security. I wouldn't say that he's necessarily that dangerous, although he is in solitary. The reason you have these different things like minimum security, protective custody, supermax and things like that is you can actually build different sort of parts of your prison and separate them up by using the logistics button. Not the logistics button, by using the deployment button. So you can set like Supermax only or shared or MinSec or protected custody and bits and pieces like that. Just going to have a quick look at this logistics one because I haven't looked here before. So room quality. So we can actually see that some of these cells are better than others. And the weird thing is you've got to ask yourself, well, why are some of these different? So they're all grade 4. This one is grade 3 out of 4, and that's 7 out of 4. So it doesn't actually say the reason why. Occupant is entitled to grade 7. Ah, right, okay. So the second number is what quality the room actually is. The first number is what the occupant is actually entitled to. So for some reason, this occupant is actually entitled to a grade 7 room, and I don't really know why. Prison labour allows us to assign people to certain jobs. That is fine. Temperature. Does that just let us see the temperature? Let's see. The kitchen's actually quite cosy. I don't think we've got any way to cool that down, though. I guess having boilers in the room, because the boiler itself actually produces quite a bit of heat. And because the boiler's actually in the kitchen, that's producing quite a bit of heat there. We've also got a boiler in the staff room, so I guess that makes a lot of sense. Most of these rooms tend to be running around 23 degrees C, which couldn't tell you what that is in Fahrenheit. What I can tell you is that sort of in the UK, 21 degrees Celsius is considered to be about room temperature. Anything between sort of 18 to 21, so, you know, 18's on the cooler side. But sort of 22, 23 degrees is kind of what we would expect, our summer to be, anywhere between sort of 23 and the very low 30s. So this guy still needs to be searched. I'm not too sure what he was doing in this doorway here. I'm a little bit worried by that. We do still have about 12 places for our guards still to search. We don't have an awful lot of money. We're actually losing quite a bit. We've just discovered a spoon on somebody as well. Luckily, we haven't discovered any more scissors or forks or shanks or things like that. But yeah, we are very, very low on cash. We should have some extra money coming in, but it is quite slow at the moment. What you have to remember is that you do have money going out for food and things like that. It'd be nice if we could get that waiting for funds grant to finish, but it probably will not. I can't even put the beds in these cells until we have the additional money. As soon as we can put the beds in, we can get some additional prisoners in. Because we have 16 cells, and then we have a space for 10 people in the sort of holding cell. And some of these people have been in here for a long time. But that's the lockdown finish. It just made me wonder if putting bunk beds in here would actually work. So you're being locked down. Hopefully our psychologist is getting stuff done. Yeah, we've got money going out. We've got money coming in as well. We should actually be making a profit, but it's so slight that it's not really helping us. I guess when the following day comes, things will be a lot better. Still got plenty of things to install down here. Looks like they are all, well, we can't afford to. So you should have pipes in. Some of these pipes are already sort of in stock, as it were. Because I really don't like having to... So we've got a toilet out here and a radiator. Yeah, that should fix both of those problems. But we can't do anything else until we get some beds in. The only objects that we have in stock are those bunk beds. We have 16 of them. I guess we could sell them. Used to be a way to just sell them. They're in the storage room. You often can't tell what's in these. We've got lights, we've got bunk beds, so we can dump them. Sell object. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Could have sold them when they were already constructed, but I thought I might as well save them because I'll probably actually find the correct usage for them at some point. It looks like everybody's getting fed, which is a good thing. We can't do any more research at the moment either, which is a bit problematic. So let's go up to full speed. I would love to get some more beds in here. I think the individual beds are about 100 each. We do have 2 of them in stock, though, 200 each. So we can definitely go ahead and get a couple of beds put in. So let's go ahead and do that, because at least then we'll have 2 extra cells. So then our capacity will be 28. So let's go and put our intake up to 28. Just so we'll get 3 prisoners, because that way we'll get 1,300, and then we can use that to put all the extra beds in. Something glitching out there with him bringing that in. So now we do have 2 complete cells. So that puts our capacity up to 18 plus the 10 in the holding cell. Okay, that is fine. Looks like that toilet's been fixed, so we're just waiting on that radiator now. Looks like everything is kind of working the way that it should be, so I don't mind that too much. We really need to sort of tart up the staff room. We also need to go and get these buildings built over here, so there's quite a few bits and pieces that we need to do. What else is there in planning? Pathways and objects. So we can even plan to put objects in there, but I'll wait until they're built, and then I'll know exactly what we need to put in them for it to count. There's a tiny little bit of extra money coming in. Yeah, our income now is only 630 per day, which is considerably lower than it was. The more prisoners we have in, the more money we will make, so that is fine. Another 14 cash flow. If we could afford just to get a couple more beds in. However, once these 100 hours have passed and we get that extra $16,000, that'll make it a lot easier. I can't really complete any of these other ones because we can't get the dog handlers yet. I came very, very close to becoming bankrupt. I could try and sell some stuff, but there really isn't a lot of point to it generally. We do seem to have a lot of extra guards, so we might go around and just get rid of a few of them just to try and save some money. Most of the reason why I actually got the extra guards in the first place was to try and make the shakedown a little bit quicker. So we'll get rid of some of the guards. It's not going to give us any money back instantaneously, but it will give us additional cash flow, so that is fine. So let's wait until we get the new prisoners in, which should be in the next hour. That'll give us 1,300. That'll allow us to buy 6 beds. Well, we'll have enough for 7 with the money that we already have in, hopefully. And then that will increase our intake even more. A lot of people hanging around in reception now. Probably still don't need this many guards. But there we go. We've actually got some money coming in now. So let's go ahead and get some objects. We want normal beds. And we're going to make sure that we've got enough room for as many prisoners as we can. 400. We can get 2 more beds. So let's go and do that. Puts us down to $2. Hopefully we won't go bankrupt there. But at least that will now... Well, we'll wait till those beds are in. Here they come, actually. They're pretty quick with the deliveries here. So we'll get all of these beds installed. And then that puts our capacity up to 34. So we want to make sure that we've got our intake on to 34 now. We'll get another $2,800 when all of they arrive. See, these prisoner uniforms cost money as well, so we're now going into negative bank balance. We have 16 guards. I'm tempted to get rid of one more, because there's quite a lot of them just sort of hanging around in the yard and not really doing an awful lot. Still got a... Oh, looks like we've got a fight going on here. It's okay. He's been beaten to within an inch of his life. That is fine. Hopefully everyone is getting fed. I don't think we're having a problem with the kitchen. I think the kitchen's fine. So somebody else got caught with something there. Came in through the metal detectors. Got caught and sent off to solitary. Sometimes you can find this information by looking at sort of valuation. Like, let's have a look at some of this stuff actually. I haven't really gone through the reports for quite some time. So, looking at our staff, nothing particularly interesting going on there. Prisoners we know about. This is the guy that recently got taken to solitary. Apparently he's deadly. Doesn't say why he attacked staff, though. That was his current misconduct. So, we've got a few people with jobs queued up. Store prisoner uniform, crumpled in iron board. I guess that makes sense. I guess that means he's ironing his uniform. Needs. People still need family and recreation. So we do definitely need to get the visitation one done. So yeah, I think we'll get... that'll be on next grant as soon as we can work on that. Regime is probably fine the way it is. They eat twice. They've got 2 lots of free time. They're not spending all that much time in lockup. They can shower whenever they want to. Nobody's working yet, generally. I guess they should be doing a little bit of work. So let's go and put some work in there and some work in there. In fact, we can put some extra work in there as well, because that'll allow people like working in the kitchens and stuff like that. Our maximum security people, we might not be giving them quite so much free time. I think the maximum security people, we might have them doing a little bit more lockup. So max security probably shouldn't be working. Yeah, they'll be locked up when everyone else is working. Shorter free time. And I think what I might want to do as well is allow them to eat a little earlier. And give them different yard time to the rest of the prisoners. So let's give them some yard time there. Remove that yard time. They're still eating the same time as the other prisoners are there, but getting them in at roughly a different time, I think, is going to be a better way of doing things. We'll have a go and see how that works. So we do have a couple of max security prisoners, so we're back into positive money now anyway, which is fine. 22 prisoners have serious complaints. Well, yes, of course they do. What else have we got? Policy, we haven't got that unlocked yet. Grants, we've already got as many going as we can. We can start these programs. This is something that you can do. Now, some of them do actually require you to have certain buildings or like a classroom. So we've got workshop safety induction. It's $100 per session. And there's 10 places, 2 sessions. Safety first. Inmates must pass this course before they are permitted to work in the workshop. So it's led by a foreman in a workshop. So you have to build a workshop. Kitchen hygiene and safety. Food standards are important when catering for hundreds of people at once. Inmates must complete this course before they are permitted to work in the kitchen. Led by a cook in the kitchen. So we can actually go ahead and do that one. We've got 3 people interested, so it's definitely worth doing, but it's $100 per session, which is quite expensive. We've also got the pharmacological treatment of drug addiction. Led by a doctor in an infirmary. We probably want to get a lot of these things done first. Spiritual guidance requires a chapel. Group therapy requires a common room. So we do need to get some of these things actually built before we can do anything else. Yeah, we're making very, very little money at the moment. But, you know, we will get there. Things are starting to improve. We are definitely increasing our capacity. So we've got room for 36 prisoners now. I think I set it up to 36. Did I not? No, it's on 34. Let's go and improve that. So we've got room for 36. Something's going on over here. Bit of a riot going on in the yard. Plenty of people getting injured, and it would appear to be under control. Starting to see a lot of the same old faces turn up in solitary confinement. Of course, our psychologist will try and sort some of these people out. We still don't have that radiator connected up. Really. Hot water pipe. If we can get that done. And we've got a shower not connected up to the hot water. Not entirely sure whether it was the hot water that was flashing or the cold water. I'm going to assume it was the hot water. So that should have that fixed. Back down to $16 again. Of course, we're also having to spend money to repair damage as well. So that is going to keep costing us until we get all that fixed. We could get some extra money. There are some like cheeky ways to get some, especially if your workmen aren't all that busy. So what we could do is we could go and dismantle these trees. And then these trees would then be exported. And exports gives us money. So let's just go and get the workmen that aren't doing anything. Because there's not really an awful lot for the workmen to do at the moment. They're all kind of idling. And what we could do if we wanted to, and I might actually do it, it's not a terrible idea. Let's just go ahead and get rid of some more of these trees where we can. Making sure we're not accidentally deleting big, like, swaths of fences and stuff like that. So the workmen will get rid of those trees and they will go and put them for export, and we'll get some extra money that way. So we'll use our deployment. The first thing we want to do is set this external area to staff only. And then, if we go into rooms, we should have an option for forestry. I believe. Forestry. So, minimum size is 5 by 5, and it has to be outdoors. If we assign all of this to forestry, which I think we can... Don't need that bit there. I've screwed it up already because, you know, I was in completely the wrong zoom. So, let's go ahead and do this properly. So, try and get all of this in from there. So if we assign all of this for forestry... Now, it does cost money because they actually have to plant the trees, but I don't think they'll plant the trees if you can't afford to plant the trees. And we'll assign the rest for forestry as well. Oh, what's going on here? Are we out of power? Don't think we're out of power. Somebody's thumping on something, but I can't tell who or what. Well, not too sure what was going... Oh, no, something's still going on. I can hear something going on, I just can't tell where. Oh, are we planting these trees? I think it's these trees being planted. Someone else has got a pair of scissors. Been found in the canteen. And yeah, forestry actually makes you quite a lot of money. It doesn't look like we're paying for the trees, which is a good thing. At least I don't think we are. Yeah, it doesn't look like we are, which is fantastic. So if that's the case then, we will continue with the forestry. Of course, you do have to... The downside of it is you have to move it all when it comes to expanding the fences. So that's a bit of a pain. But we make all of this forestry, and once these trees are fully grown, they will automatically get cut down, and you make a lot of money from trees. So we're just going to use all of this area as forestry, and it should only be groundsmen that are working it. So we don't have to worry about prisoners getting into that area, I don't think. So that should increase some of the workflow. Found some more scissors. Hardly a surprise. But we've gone over the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end things there. When we come back next time, hopefully, we'll take another influx of prisoners and we'll be able to get the rest of the money to finish this cell block. Now, it still won't take us up to a capacity of 50. We'll need to build a whole new cell block if we want to actually get that many prisoners in. But we also need to start building some of the other buildings that we require to finish some of our other grants. So I might do those before I concentrate on building a third cell block. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Prison Architect. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.